are listening to For the Artist Day podcast brought to you by Creative M Projects. I am here with Patrice Perrone. We are continuing our conversation.
Yeah.
Hey, we were just talking about how you landed. How you landed in Hollywood. Oh, but you wanted to toast.
Cheers.
It's
to
water,
friendship.
y'all.
Can we say friendship?
To friendship, to calling,
to
no procrastination.
No procrastination.
To
No fear.
No fear. To purpose.
To purpose.
All that. Now we got to drink to it.
Okay.
Tasty.
Very nice.
Okay, so back to what I was saying. Now I want to talk to you a little bit about like kind of mindset or like where you were at emotionally. when you well, we can talk about now, but let's go back for a second to your move to Hollywood.
Oh, okay.
I mean, because you were young. Well, you said you were young when you had your daughter, but would you consider yourself young when you came to Hollywood?
Not necessarily. Not
okay.
like, no.
All right, so you weren't young, so you didn't have a young mindset at that point in time.
No.
So what was your mindset like? Like, what do you remember? I mean, we're going back.
Yeah.
We're going back only 5 years ago.
No, quite a while ago.
Because I feel like you have to have a certain mindset to be able to make
that kind of
big changes like that.
I think I have another story.
Tell us!
Okay.
Yeah, tell us the story.
Like, I was back and forth, like, with that calling, but then responsibility and calling and responsibility. So that's where I say, going back and forth a little bit inside, like, and then obviously, like, anyone would say, of course, why you wouldn't just do some kind of crazy move like that without, having your responsibilities in order and your life in order to know what you're going into, right? Mm-hmm. And then I go, unless God's calling you, like unless you feel that calling. So, but there was that one point, and I remember distinctly praying. So it was a lot of time and prayer in this. That's why I think I'm taking a long time, because there was a period of time from the calling to the going, if you will. And so when I think back and you're asking me my emotional state, first I thought, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I don't hear right. Why am I going? Mm-hmm. What does that look like? And all the things. And there was this one point I remember, there was a lot of, I was like, what am I going into? I don't even really know Hollywood that well. I know really not much about it, actually. Mm-hmm. My friend Chassie lived here, but I really didn't know that much about it, to be honest. And then when I visited, it was outside of Hollywood, but I felt called to Hollywood specific, actually. So I was like, I wonder what this is going to look like. And then I kept hearing all these drive-by shootings. So you talk about fear.
Oh, hearing of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was hearing, like, on the news, drive-by on the freeway. Like, there was this time, this is how long ago it was like, this time that was a thing. Mm-hmm. And it was happening quite frequently. So I was a little bit freaked out by it. So, heck no, I'm not going there. Mm-hmm. I can't do that. Always the bells.
Yeah, always the bells. We have to speak up over the bells.
Okay, I'll speak up over the bells. So anyway,
oh my God.
Wow.
I'll be like, you guys, watch the Bell episode.
Anyway, so I kept going drive-bys. Can you imagine this? One night in my home in Delaware, I'm in my bed asleep. Mm-hmm. And I hear like these gunshots, but I'm like asleep, and I had these like little mini blinds, and I had giant windows, and literally a bullet hit my window. And I don't even know, by the grace of God, I had like, it was like a modern kind of a new little condo, and so the windows were very large, and they had only a little windowsill that was probably like those aluminum type, only this thick, the bullet lodge there. But what I woke up to was this. I heard a noise and it sounded like shooting, but I was kind of in a dream state. I was in a deep sleep. And then all this glass came on my face like, shh.
Oh my gosh.
And then, you wake up from something like that. You don't even know what's going on because your mind's not there yet. You have to catch up.
Clearly you were sleeping with your mouth closed because, my goodness.
Yeah, thank God.
Thank God. Okay, carry on.
Yeah. Always sleep.
Sleep with your mouth closed.
I never thought of that. I just know that it
well,
was
when you're in Hollywood, sleep with your mouth closed.
Anywhere, sleep with your mouth closed. You never know what can walk in or drop in. Anyway,
we digress.
We digress. But I literally got up and I thought, oh my gosh, and I kept hearing like gunshots. And so I jump out of my bed, and my bedroom was in the back of the house. My daughter's in the front. We meet in the middle. She was so much smarter than I was. She's like, hit the floor. I love the fact that she watched all these police shows. Because I was like, what? And she just like got on top of me, like, and we're on the floor. And I'm like, I think I was still asleep, but she woke up to it and had like more of an understanding, if you will. And she was not that old.
Yeah.
Like, she was probably, I'm going to say 13, 12,
Okay.
Not young, but she was, I thank God for her saying hit the floor. Because honestly, I was like going, all I cared about was where is she, obviously. And then, that taught me, be where God wants you, follow. And that's what it really kind of took for me to actually go. If you can imagine. Like,
so wait, this happened in
Delaware. Yeah, not
Oh
Hollywood.
my gosh, I thought that was like your introduction to Hollywood.
No.
Wow.
No.
Okay. So then you
that
basically were like, yeah, we're out of here.
Yeah, we're out of here. I literally felt
Wow,
it was
who knew? Delaware?
Yeah, like anywhere. But anyway, that could be anywhere, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's what I had this very a sense and an understanding of. You need to be where you're called, no matter what it looks like.
But how did you? So because we're back to we're in mindset.
So go ahead, ask me.
So I'm like, yeah, I don't even know what I'm trying to ask you now. I just want to
throw you off.
I know, with that story, I'm just like, what? I'm just trying to get at the mindset again that it took. I guess again, this is like, before we were talking about like a series of events, a series of things coupled together that kind of like were your aha. And so again, it's like almost like another like thing that happened. Like maybe that just like pulled you right into a mindset. I mean, because you had to be in a certain mindset
I
to
think
go.
it was like the define. Like I've already prayed. I already like thought about what I would do. I had many people confirm, and so it wasn't like I was still testing, if you will.
But your mind was like
crazy.
Alert and open to the possibility.
Yeah, I just thought, I'm crazy. Who does that? Who does that with a single mom? Just goes, not even knowing what you're really walking into. You're giving up your work, your job, your revenue.
Okay, so this is good. Because actually your mindset was trying to be very rational. Like you were trying to be very rational about
100%.
everything. And so it's
and
not,
as a creative, we don't always
but
be
then
so
but then at a certain point, you had to change your mind.
Yeah, there you go.
Away from that rationality.
There
Is
you
that
go.
even a word?
Yeah. Or rationalizing it.
Yeah. So you had, so, okay. And in order to do that, you had, like, something happened.
Yeah.
Specifically. So
Yeah.
that's really what got you into that next mindset.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And at that point, like, that was a defining moment, of course. And, I was traumatized by that for a little bit. So, I mean.
Okay, so this is good because now I'm wondering about the intersection between, because originally I remember I was talking to you about your mindset and kind of where you were at emotionally. So now there has to be kind of like this intersection of where your mind and your emotions are like meeting. Because emotionally, after having suffered through something like that.
Yeah.
Like emotionally, where were you? You were like all over the place, or what?
You mean after the
shooting?
Oh, after the shooting, I honestly didn't realize how much trauma. Like I would go by a window, and like I had a salon. It was called Lux, and it was upstairs, and it had a huge window. So every time I literally walk into the salon to go do hair and work and my stuff, I literally like this in front of the window, and I was like, oh Jesus! And I actually realized, the trauma that comes with a shooting. That like it took me a while, and I don't mean a long while, but so I just knew in my heart, but I also knew don't go yet, don't like just jump on a plane from point A to point B. Plus, I had a salon I had to sell, and the person that was buying it backed out. I had to come up with some really creative ingenuity, because I already at the point of I'm going. And no matter what. And I had the opportunity to help my friends open their salon here. So it was like almost like things started opening up that made more sense, finally. And with that said, I ended up coming out to the Hollywood area. My friends opened the salon, pre them opening, because I had to help them with the preliminary aspect of it. And I also, at the same time, had an open door to do a huge event of artists here. So it was almost like suddenly things started opening. But that suddenly wasn't really suddenly. That's what I'm giving you the backtrack.
Yeah.
It wasn't suddenly, but it kind of all of a sudden. Or somebody said, like, says this a lot, a sudden, I don't know how they say it, a sudden break, we'll just say. Like, it was almost like a sudden break, finally. That made sense for me to go. Prior to that, I didn't even know. And then I went and things started opening up. But even when I went, like, I had a buyer, they bailed, and I literally was like, now what am I going to do? Because now I have an apartment here. I'm set up to go here. I'm going. And going meant I'm going. But when the buyer bailed out up to my son, now I'm like, okay, now what? Like, there were some setbacks along the journey. It wasn't
okay, there's some setbacks. It wasn't easy. But what was your emotional state? Like, what were the things emotionally that you were feeling? And how did you move in that? Like,
I wasn't in fear anymore. I was more in frustration.
Okay, so you were feeling frustration.
Yeah, because I thought, okay,